Welcome back, guys, to a brand new episode of Behind the Scenes at Solent Turf, where we're documenting our David versus Goliath battle as we try to launch a builders merchants alongside our 50-year-old family turf farm. As always, smash that like button and hit subscribe to continue watching our journey and see if these two underdogs can cause an upset. I'm Jack, he's George, and this is Building a Family Business, episode 18. Cue the music. Coming up in this week's episode, I still can't catch the moles. George has turned into a diva.
Well, hang on, start again, let me look me out.
And my dad thinks that he's a dog. Starting this week's vlog on a Sunday. It's currently Sunday morning, just out on a little walk through the countryside. I found that since I come back from skiing, I've not had really any downtime at all. So I'm just trying to find some time to step back and get out in the fresh air, clear my head, ready for next week, which is something I'm trying to do more of at the minute. It's that old cliche saying, isn't it, that health is wealth. And it is true, it is very true. I always find that when you make time to go out and do it, it is so beneficial. But when you're bogged down with work, the thought of putting that to one side and going out for a walk or going in the gym, it just never seems like the best use of time. But in reality, it's way more beneficial. So yeah, I'm just trying to keep that in the forefront of my mind going forward and get back in the gym as well. I always trained like 5-6 times a week, but the last 6 months I've not done that at all. And I can definitely feel a difference in my tiredness and lack of motivation sometimes. So yeah, thought I'd share that with you. I'm sure there's loads of business owners out there that are stuck in the same trap. I'm going to go back now and get a gym workout in as well, I think. Double whammy today. And then do a bit of work this afternoon, ready for next week. So I will see you Monday morning. So everything I was saying yesterday, all of the preaching about health is wealth and all that, just ignore that, because I've woke up this morning feeling like absolute crap. I got a sore throat, a banging headache, all my joints ache, so I think I'm coming down with something. So obviously getting out in the fresh air and going to the gym is not good for you. But anyway, the show goes on. So priority this week is the weather's supposed to be warming up, so I want to try and get some products on the turf and maybe give it a mow if we can. The only caveat to that is apparently the rain's coming in with the warmer weather, which is not ideal. That may prevent us from getting all of the bits done that we want to, but I'll try and jump on it in between sort of it warming up and that rain coming in if I can. And also some update on Land Rover Diaries from last week. If you saw the episode where the clutch exploded, it has gone straight through the back of the gearbox, which sounds really expensive. So we're in two minds what to do with that Defender. We won't sell it, I'd like to think we'll always keep it, but it's whether we take it off the road and not restore it, but give it a good wash and park it in the shed, and maybe buy like a big van or something, one that we can stand up in the back with some racking and tools and put like a workbench in and get the diesel Bowser in there. I just think that'll be a lot more practical for us. Alright, bruv?
Oh, hang on, start again, let me put me out.
Alright, bruv?
Alright, mate?
Got a golf tip of the week for us this week?
Put a line on your ball for putting so you can line it up.
Wow, straight out with it. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
What did you play this weekend? What did you shoot?
5 over. It wasn't great, it was cold. Just not my day.
Nice one. See you in a bit.
See you later, mate.
Honestly, you can't get the staff around here. Where's the forklift driver gone? Here he comes.
A few moments later.
And again. forklift drivers on strike, I think. We got a big soil order going out today. George has just been out and dropped the first load off. He's back in now to get loaded with another load and take them out. I have no idea why all the soil's in the field and he's collecting out of here. It's all barn stored back in the yard. So yeah, I don't know what he's doing in the field. Nobody tells me anything. So this stuff here is a premium topsoil that we sell. A quick tip for you guys, as the spring is just around the corner, if you're about to start some projects, anything you're doing, turfing, planting, building raised beds, sort of wildflower area, your soil that you're using is the foundation behind everything. So it's really important you get that right. Don't skimp on putting in cheap, horrible topsoil. Go for a good premium soil, which is specific to your projects and what you're trying to achieve. Just come back over to check on these mole traps and still no luck. They seem to be digging a lot less, which is good, but it would have been nice to catch them, to get rid of them once and for all. So this afternoon I'm just driving around to all of our different fields, just checking up on them, seeing what condition the turf's in, making a little list of anything that needs doing as soon as we can get back out on them. Depending on what order I edit this in, you've probably seen already that we are back out mowing now. So things are starting to kick off, ready for the 2025 season. I'm just trying to be conscious and keep it in the back of my mind that the main aim here is to push the business on and grow the business. So I'm trying not to get dragged too deep into operational stuff and spending all summer putting like 15-hour shifts out on the farm, which realistically doesn't push the business forward. So yeah, I'm just trying to juggle that at the minute and just make sure I don't fall into that trap, because I've already had a couple of long days out mowing and I can feel myself starting to get sucked in and go down that hole again. I say that with George soon to come off his lorry and being in the yard full time, that will help because he can spend a lot of time on the back end stuff and make sure we are driving things forward, and ultimately increasing our sales is what we really need to do. Because that landscaping yard, although we have launched it now and we're doing okay, it's ticking over at the minute, it's not a legitimate business that can stand on its own feet. It's being heavily subsidised by the turf side of things, which we need to stamp that out as quick as possible. It needs to be, and I said right from the start, me and George both did, we can't just let it go on being subsidised for the turf for too long. It has to grow and stand on its own feet. So it's going to be over to George this season to push that along and make sure that we make some good progress on getting towards that, which means I can then hide out in the fields on my tractor. Or I wish it did anyway. I'm starting to learn that it's funny, when you get into business, you normally get into it because it's something that you enjoy doing, but then the more serious you take it, when you want to try and grow things and expand the business, you end up just not doing the thing that you enjoy and focusing all your time on sales, marketing, managing the finances, chasing money, basically all the unfun stuff. But I guess that's part of the journey. Everybody goes through it. You can probably tell by my voice that I'm still struggling a little bit, so I'm trying not to just downward spiral into a ball of negativity, which I can be guilty of doing when I don't feel very well. But yes, onwards and upwards. Let's get on to the next field now and see how things are looking around there. So this is a field that we drilled last September. So it's about 6 months old now, and it's looking okay. It's wintered not too bad. You can see by the colour of it in places it's sat a bit wet, but nothing that we can't recover. I'm just checking it now to see like the stability of the ground. Obviously where we plough them up, we do a lot of stone burying work before we drill, they're very soft, so we need the ground to stabilise and then dry out into the spring so that we can get back on it and then start rolling to get it nice and flat. And then we can start treating it with like the selective chemicals to get the weeds out of it. As soon as we know that there's no frost around, we're going to get out with the sprayer and probably do a tank mix of some magnesium, some iron and ammonium sulfate, just to help kick it on into the spring. But yeah, the first job is going to be get out here with the big flat roller, which I would say we are good to go. So as soon as we get a spare minute, get the John Deere and the big flat roller over here and crack on with some rolling. One thing that I have noticed is there's been all the fields that I've been going around so far, there's been a hell of a lot of deer have been out on them. Like every single area of the field has got hoof marks in where the deer have been all over it, and it's covered in dung, like literally covered in dung, which isn't a bad thing. The hoofs we can roll back out. Just something I've noticed is a massive influx of deer about at the minute. It is Wednesday. I'm back over the yard with the tractor, just about to get the sprayer out the shed. Hitch that on and get over to start putting some chemical on the turf and get some liquid fertilizer on. George is over the yard as well at the minute, just unloading a pack of fence panels this is picked up from the manufacturer. So we're now back in stock with 4s, 5s, 5'6" and 6-foot close board and super lap panels. My dad is out over the field that I went and looked at yesterday with the big roller. He took the flat roller over there this morning, so he's going to spend the day out there rolling that. So yeah, everything's starting to spring into action. It's a bit of a headache. I'm just looking around. We've got about 200 acres of turf down at the minute, and the amount of jobs that need doing, which was the point I was making yesterday about trying not to get bogged down in all of that and make sure we're still focusing on the important stuff. I can already feel it's going to be a big challenge. So because I'm out on the sprayer, that means that this maniac is out on the harvester today. I dread to think what buttons he's pressing in there trying to get it working. I've sat still for a very long time, but I think he's got it going now. So we are spraying with our case, 1,000 litre sprayer. We can get 3 hectares in there altogether. We'll spray it on at 300 litres per hectare. We're going to go up to 9, fill the tank up to 900 litres, and that will give us the 3 hectares. And in the little cocktail we are making today, we're going to put in some iron. We're going to put in some E2 Pro Instant, which will just help give it a real quick boost because it's got the nitrogen content in there, and also help prevent any diseases. And just because we've got some extra room in the top of the sprayer, because we're only, like I say, we're only going to put in 900 litres, got 100 litres spare, so we're going to chuck some mag flow in for some magnesium. So some good news, we are due to complete on the new house on Friday. It's Wednesday today, which finally means I can start moving all my crap out of the site office in the yard and maybe even start using it what it's supposed to be used for. Only about 6 months later. But yeah, I'm gonna have a bit of a rant now. I just come into town, given up like an hour in the day, been rushing around to get into town because I needed to go to the bank to transfer some money. And it didn't even occur to me that the banks wouldn't open on a Wednesday. Since when was that a thing? So I've wasted about an hour and a half of my day. What world are we living in? All this work from home nonsense. Anyway, rant over. I'm gonna head back to the field now and relieve my dad from the rolling. This is one of our newest fields that I'm rolling now. One of the ones that we had a problem with where the grass seed didn't come up too thick, and we had big gullies that got washed in it with all the torrential rain that come down. Christ, I'm making a bit of a mess there. It's that awkward time of the year in a minute where half the field's too wet to really be on and the other half's almost gone rock hard and the roller's not doing any good. And it's typical, the bits that have gone hard is pretty much where all the ruts are in the gullies what I'm trying to roll out with, so it's not really having much impact. And the bits back there, like where I just nearly got stuck, it's still really wet, it doesn't really need rolling.
When are you going to get on and catch this? It's just getting a bit embarrassing. Empty. They ran through it though, haven't they?
Yeah, they're going under it. Bastards.
Wow, that's another failed attempt. I don't know what the answer is. If anybody's got any top tips for catching moles, leave them in the comments for us. We'll be very grateful. My dad had a good way of getting them, and I don't know if I should say this on here, but he used to go out at dusk with his shotgun and just stand over the mounds, and when they start digging, he blast them into the ground. And he got quite a few doing that, which is classic my dad's style. You're probably getting to learn by now that he does things his own way. Now that the spraying season has started, we've brought all the IBC containers back from the field, which we use to suck the water out of into the sprayer. We've just had quite a few of them have been left filled full of water over the winter and have had loads of bacteria grow in them. So George is just getting them all jet washed out and cleaned up so we can fill them up with fresh water and get them back over to the field, ready to fill the sprayer back up when we need to again. Oh, now it's starting to rain again, great. See how nice and clean the tanks are now you've cleaned them out. You could drink that. I've had a few little issues with the sprayer and the calibration. I'm not 100% confident that it's calibrated right and putting out the right output. So we got a specialist spraying guy coming out this afternoon going to service the sprayer and make sure that it's all operating correctly so that we can be 100% confident that we're putting the right measurements and the right volume rate over the turf. And just like that, that is another week done. Very productive week this week. We got lots of jobs done out on the fields. Unfortunately, we still haven't managed to catch the moles. And on a personal note, me and George have now moved into our new house. So as always, I hope you guys have had a fantastic week. I hope you've enjoyed Building a Family Business, episode 18. I'll see you on the next one.